Hello and welcome to the 2022 Seattle Auto Show. This is my first time here since 2018, I think. Last time I was here, I was excited to see the Kia Stinger GT. That's how long ago it was when that car came out.
That was exciting.
Yeah, it was. I have Steffan here with me. This is actually, Steffan's your first time, is that correct?
First time at the Seattle Auto Show, yeah.
You didn't ever work at the Tesla booth when you were...
Negative, I was in service at the
time.
Gotcha.
All right, well this is, I don't know if this is the first time they've opened since COVID, but it's a little bit smaller this year, so we'll kind of see what they have going on. A couple of brands missing. Tesla isn't here, which is not surprising, but brands like Mazda, Porsche are actually not here as well. So we'll make do what we have. I think for the purpose of this video, what we'll do is instead of talking about the specs of new cars or existing cars, we're really just gonna do more like an interior interview. We actually just finished a Cars and Feel episode talking about safety features and usability in cars. And so I think it'd be a great opportunity to have all these cars here to get into the interior, kind of see how they're laid out, kind of see how, you know, if we've never been in the car before, is it easy for us to pick up controls and use and stuff like that. You know, Seattle Auto Show has always been a little bit smaller than the traditional auto show, mainly because the OEM manufacturers don't put a lot of money into it directly. It's mostly funded by the Washington dealer network or something like that. So a lot of the cars here aren't actually manufactured press vehicles. They're actually cars that dealerships are actually bringing out. So for example, the Honda booth is from Honda Kirkland. So they're bringing their own inventory out, what they have to take a look. And as you'll see here, even the manufacturers that are here, missing a couple cars because of course, we're still in a supply chain issue situation. So we're missing some cars, but we're gonna have some fun and we're gonna kind of take a look to see what they got going on today. We're starting off on the top floor here at the Avants Then and Now Exhibit, which kind of shows the lineage of a couple of cars that they're showcasing here. Take a look.
This is something I've been super excited about. I've yet to see one of these in person.
The big controversy, of course, is going to be the front grille.
Yep.
That everyone was talking about.
Yep. It does not photograph well.
No, it doesn't. I like it in person a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, I think it suits the car. Big open mouth, huge intake. I'm here for it. I actually think it's one of those cars where it might look better broken up with the front plate on there as well. I could see that kind of working for this.
It's kind of like the BMW nostril, where ironically enough, in modern times with the weird grille design, it actually looks better with a plate in the front.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
But honestly, I think they've done a really good job with this. Like, it's got really sharp lines to it.
Yeah.
I like this kind of the power bulge on the hood there.
What's funny is this is I think this is actually a prototype one, and they have an actual one downstairs.
Okay.
But it looks basically the same. The biggest problem with concept cars is they always look a certain way, and then once
they never deliver that.
They never deliver that, like the WRX the last generation. So it's cool that this actually is what those photos look like.
I mean. It's largely a 370 underneath, so
it is. Even the door panel looks very much identical.
So I would kind of think it'd be a little easier to bring that to reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in terms of styling, right? Sometimes they overstyle those prototype cars to make you think that's going to look some certain way, and they're like, oh, actually, that's not practical, and the accountants step in. So
I just want to point out something that I'm seeing in the reflections of the light, and I have no idea if this will actually show up on camera or not. But something that I see with almost all modern cars and modern paint jobs, all the orange peel in the light. I don't know. I have no idea if you'll be able to get that, but that used to be something that everybody tried to avoid, and now it feels like it's something that's kind of largely accepted in the industry.
I was reading many years ago that some companies actually on purpose try to add back some orange peel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but... So we got a Mark V Supra here. Love the yellow on this one. Love the wide body kit on this one as well. This one's painted by Fantasy Colors, which I've seen that name around. When I was looking at Integras in high school, there's someone that did like a JDM conversion of one, and they got it painted at Fantasy Colors. So that's my abiding memory of Fantasy Colors. Super amazing paint job. Looks completely factory as well.
Really does. It's even got the factory orange peel.
I would love to see the owner try to daily this, because this is wide as heck, dude.
Also low to the ground, that'd be impossible.
The spoiler looks almost like it's wider than the stock body of the Supra. Do you see how much it's flaring out?
It's close. It's real close.
If it wasn't wide body, I think it would be almost the same. We got a Mark IV over here. It looks like it belongs to Tyler JZ. Tyler, if you're watching, beautiful build, super clean. I think we've actually seen this before at Pac Northwest when we were filming for John. I think it was actually not as completed when we were filming it last. But man, such a classic shape.
You know, for as wild as the new Supra looks, like standing out from everything else, you really do see some of the lineage there.
For sure.
Like I never really noticed that until seeing them side by side.
I mean, especially since, mechanically it's BMW, sure, but it was designed by Toyota, right? In terms of the styling, it has their design language, so. And we love the Supra here at Clutch Kick. We reviewed it a couple years ago.
This is a car that's kind of near and dear to my heart. When I worked for Acura a couple years back, when the new NSX just came out, I got a chance to drive it before it was actually released. They were coming out and demoing them.
Wow. And
it was an unbelievable drive. One of the most violent cars I've ever driven in terms of just raw acceleration.
60 sub 3 seconds on this, isn't it? Yeah,
oh yeah.
And it's so super underrated, I feel like, right now.
I think they kind of priced themselves out of competition, but I do think that this is going to be like long term, kind of one of those sleeper supercars that ages really, really well.
I think in terms of pricing, it's inexpensive for the performance because it's awfully close to like the several $100,000 cars, and this retail for like what, 150?
Just a hair over, yeah.
It was not very expensive at all, but I think.
The interior lets it down too, though. Like it has the stack out of a plain Acura, basically.
No, it actually has the stereo from a Civic. It had the touchscreen from a Civic. So when you have that in that price range, it's a little bit difficult to sell. But I love the engineering behind it. The hybrid system is obviously incredible. I love the fact that Acura breaks in every engine before they install it, so you can take it to track immediately on delivery. So
I think really important to note here too with the NSX is that this came out like just after the holy trinity of hypercars, just after the P1, the 918, and the LaFerrari, the Ferrari LaFerrari.
The Ferrari.
But this was basically that at literally about a tenth of the price.
Yeah.
Just absolutely stunning feat. Good job, Acura. It sucks that nobody buys these.
I mean, the big thing with the Holy Trinity was they were showing off like hybrids aren't just for Priuses. We're going to use it to burn more gasoline.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I like that. We had the original NSX next to it, of course. This is the NA1, I believe is what it's called, the pre-facelift one with the pop-up headlights, which I have always adored. I love the 15-inch wheels, I think they were, on these older NSXs. Just really shows kind of like how things have changed. We've moved on to like freaking 19, 20-inch wheels.
As standard on everything.
Yeah, I mean, this has 15-inch wheels, which is incredible.
I do wonder, because one of the big things about the old NSX was its daily drivability and its longevity and reliability.
Yep.
I'm really curious to see
how the new one is like.
That holds up comparatively.
I mean, it must, because it's a Honda product at the end of the day, right? It must be good.
One would hope, but there's a lot of advanced, expensive tech in there that...
I do wonder in terms of livability. You're talking about like, how easy it is to get in and out of, how easy to see out of it, because I believe the NSX was really easy to see out of for a supercar. But I think it's not just the livability of the original one that made it special. It was the fact that it was technically fantastic. Yeah. Ferrari had the 348, which was the the standard Ferrari. That's the equivalent of the F8 now. What a replacement is for the 488, right? So 488, 458, 430, 360. Those were like the entry-level coupe Ferraris. Yeah. And the 348 was the Ferrari at the time. And then the NSX came out, and Ferrari panicked because it was better and less expensive and more reliable. And then they had to come out with the 355. So the Ferrari 355 exists because Honda built this car. And of course, this was the last car to be touched by Ayrton Senna, I believe, who got in it. He drove the prototype car, and I think he said they needed to make it 50% stiff or something like that. He was not impressed with the initial one. So he really pushed Honda hard to build this car properly.
This thing's been taken care of.
Yeah, I hope we get to film something like this. Instagram handle KLMJBowen if you're watching. Reach out to us. We'd love to work with you, maybe film something. Very important piece of history here for Acura and Honda.
And we're big fans.
We're huge fans. Huge fans. This is a Cadillac CT4 Blackwing, which is not to be confused with the regular CT4V, because the regular CT4V now is more like a BMW M Sport. The Blackwing is an actual M car. We saw this car yesterday when we were taking a look. Great color. Look at the Instagram tag. I know this guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook. We were going to film this car, Andrew.
So, future Clutch Kick series.
Yeah, future Clutch Kick. We'll have to film this. But this is a CT4, which is the little smaller one. So it only has quote unquote, the V6 twin turbo versus the CT5V's V8, supercharged V8, I think it is. But both available with manual, which is, this is supposed to be, Cadillac's like last hurrah, basically.
It's the swan song for this.
It is. My favorite fact about the manual transmission is that I believe they 3D printed certain parts of the shift knob for the manual because they knew that they would produce manuals in such small numbers. They were like, for economic reasons, we're just going to 3D print these specific manual parts.
That's honestly pretty brilliant.
It keeps the bean counter happy and it keeps the enthusiasts happy. But shout out to Gene. I will have to hit you up on Facebook. I did not realize this was your car here. That That's awesome. We'll talk soon.
It's a good blue, Gene. It's a gorgeous blue.
Well, I would only get the CT4V and CT5V in this color because this is in all the press images, and this color is just. I mean, if you're gonna get the last ones on the car, why wouldn't it be this color?
Yeah, this is not a car you buy to go unnoticed.
No. This is the origins of the Lamborghini SUV, which no one knows about, but this is the Lamborghini LM002. I believe it was an attempt to make a military vehicle for the Italian military.
The Italian G-Wagon.
Yeah, and so obviously Lamborghini made it, and do you know what engine is in this? Like what other Lambo?
I have no idea.
Countach. So the Countach is V12, and I believe Jeremy Clarkson had one on test, like when he was a journalist, like when he was just starting out and he had no money, and I think he like blew through his entire paycheck with one fill up after like a couple of days.
Oh my
It's just
gosh.
so thirsty. I think it did like 5 or 6 miles per gallon.
I love it. I love this thing.
So cool.
There's an electric truck company right now. It looks almost exactly like this, Bollinger.
Oh,
it looks like very much like they basically modeled this. Maybe there'll be an image slapped up or something, but like it looks almost one for one, like it's modeled after this, minus the power bulge for the hood there.
This is such a neat piece. I don't think I've ever seen one in real life until today. Take a look at the modern equivalent, which is the Audi Q7. I mean the Volkswagen Touareg. I mean the Porsche Cayenne. I mean sorry, the Bentley Bentayga. I mean the Lamborghini Urus.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Go down
I guess
the whole
also
list.
the Audi Q8. Yeah.
Oh, you missed one. Shame.
I have a confession though. I actually really like the Lamborghini Urus for some reason.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It really does.
With or without the wide body, I think they all look great. I also have a soft spot for the Bentley Bentayga for some reason. I don't know why, but I quite like it. I know it's just I know it's just an Audi Q7 underneath, but it's just something about it. It's just very majestic because I think Bentleys have like this majestic presence thing. I think somehow the Bentayga captures that element of the Bentley brand very, very well. So.
It kind of works. Them and the Rolls Cullinan, very similar.
Another
like large
confession.
SUV.
I also like the Cullinan, so I'm gonna go on record for that. I don't know why I like that one as well.
Something I really like about the Urus too is that it actually is pretty capable. There was that. I think it was Grand. I don't remember if it was Grand Tour or Top Gear.
Snow?
Yeah, and it was actually a proper beast in off-road and really bad conditions.
Yep. And on road it handles very well too. Of course, the Cayenne has been doing that forever.
Kudos to Lamborghini for doing it right.
Yeah. All right, we got a 2-door Land Rover Defender, which I learned very recently, Steffan, has a either shorter length or shorter wheelbase than a Toyota Yaris or something.
I think you said wheelbase last time you mentioned that. Yeah.
That looks like it might actually be possible, but because they make like a super fast one. It's called the 110, whatever. It has the faster, better engine or whatever, and then it's available in the 2-door. But Doug was saying like because of that short wheelbase, it feels like really unstable with that amount of power, that ground clearance.
I believe it.
Wheelbase, so.
I would believe it.
I love the design of it. I love this bringing back old nameplates like that. So. Old nameplate done well. All right, so this is the M5 CS, largely regarded as the best car in the world right now in terms of speed, power, comfort, practicality, all of that. This is obviously CS being the highest trim level model for M5 right now. Heard nothing but good things about it. This is a factory color, and it's amazing to see this color in person instead of all the press images that are in this color. But I love not just the green, Steffan, but I like the light gold wheels.
Yeah.
It's just such a
green and gold, great combination.
Green and gold. I wish the car was on because my favorite thing about the car is actually the headlights. It has this beautiful yellow DRL thing that's going on, which is awesome. We were almost going to drive an M5. Albert has one. He has an M5 competition, and he actually also has an E39 M5 in the same color.
Oh, that's right, the back-to-back.
Yeah, that would have been such a great back-to-back. But we also have the original M5 right next to it, which I believe had the engine from the M1, correct?
I believe so.
That's how it got started. Absolutely phenomenal car.
If BMW is listening to me, the smaller kidneys are better than the giant kidneys.
I like that this, of course, being a US model, has the extended bumpers. Do you see how you can actually see where they added extra bumper distance to it?
Honestly, I don't hate it. Even with the extended bumper, it's kind of fun.
Funky. But man, cars were just built different. Look how thin the A pillars are and how like the visibility of it.
The greenhouse of that would be amazing. So easy to drive without any electric nannies.
Yes.
You can just see everything around you.
Yeah, what a concept. So, long last, in the US we have the RS6 Avant, which is something that everyone has been waiting for a while. Love this color.
Oh yeah.
First and foremost. Love the roof box on this one as well. You gotta have that kind of camper vibe, which I really enjoy. I don't know how I feel about the wheels personally, but this, I love this kind of family car build.
This is the car that on every auto enthusiast blog, every single person recommends you buy is a green or a brown wagon with proper amounts of power. Like, they want you to buy sports car manual wagons.
Steffan is a firm believer that the only car an enthusiast should have is a, what'd you say it was? A brown V8 manual wagon.
Yeah,
you said, right?
a brown V8 manual wagon.
That is what you want manufacturers to do.
100%. 100%. That is the perfect vehicle.
RS6 is it's just so cool. I don't think I've read a bad review about this car either. I think I heard that it drives fantastically. It obviously looks phenomenal as well. Like, this is what Audi does best, is fast wagons. Like,
you mentioned the wheels, though. I am really curious to know what those would do the ride quality on this thing. I can't imagine they do it any favors.
I think it's on air ride, though, so I think it might be okay.
Probably works out.
Yeah. I think it might be on factory air suspension, which is very easy to lower because you simply just basically trick the sensor into how low or high it is, and that's how you lower it. It's much easier than installing springs and stuff.
I know you commented on it, but I do want to call out very specifically the paint, Audi's, the brilliant color work that Audi's done with this. Like, Audi is nailing it on their exclusive paint colors.
We don't know if this is a factory paint or maybe this is a wrap, who knows. But Audi in general, I've seen their paint quality is really...
I'm here for it.
All right, so this is the RS2 Avant, and this is really special because this is actually Audi's first RS car ever. This is before any other S car or RS car existed. This is actually a joint project with Porsche. Porsche, I believe, manufactured it like in their facilities. Oh, wow. As you can see, like Andrew will get the details later here, but it actually has Porsche brakes.
Yep.
But this is Doug actually has this in the Nogaro blue, which is really cool. But this was the genesis of fast wagons, is with this car.
Love it.
And I've never seen it in this color. This color is sweet. These are starting to be federalized, so these are meeting the 25 years, so these are going to start showing up more and more, which is really cool. But I love the size of it, man, compared to the RS6 over there.
It's a healthy size for a little family wagon, and then get it out on the track and get it sideways.
Yeah, and you can use it as a family car. And Doug did. He actually picked up his newborn son in his RS2 Avant, which is just that child is going to have just such an amazing story to tell about that. I absolutely love it. So glad there's one in Washington. Who is this? At Kirk Kuntz on Instagram. Reach out to us if you want us to film the car for you, because we would be more than happy to, because it's such a unique piece of history. It's awesome.
So this is a car that I'm super excited about. The 4C is just an absolutely stunning little machine. You know, we're talking about all of the electric nannies and all of these driver assist systems and everything like that. It's just really, really cool to have a car that is as analog as this one is.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I think it's maybe a little bit pricey for what it is.
It was very expensive back in the day, which is why they didn't sell very many of them, unfortunately.
But, you know, even just looking at it, you can tell it's a special little car.
We can't open the door here, but I believe one of the famous things that it has is an extremely wide door sill, so you have to like climb into it.
Yep.
The other quote-unquote disappointing thing about it too, you know, they were really focused on lightweight. You know, they freaking took out power steering, so they had better steering feel. But yet they put in like a single clutch automated manual gearbox or something like that. I don't even know if it was dual clutch or not, but it's just like they didn't offer the manual, so it's like so close to being like this really
This could have been really special.
Yeah, it could have. But yeah, this would be fun to drive as well. So those were some of the cars that we liked at the Avants exhibit. After this video, head to our channel so you can take a look at the other cars that we actually got to sit in at the Seattle Auto Show. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.